Okay, we are up and ready to go. Okay, 1 second, you guys. Let me put this up here. It's a bit easy to see the chat. I know a lot of business happening today. I'm not quite sure how many people would be with me. I'm sure people are talking about a whole bunch of stuff on Twitter, everything. But okay, let me just talk to myself. It's fine. It's it's life. Day in the life of a GameStop investor, right? All right, so here we go. Today, finally, Keith Gill came out and posed his position on Sunday. Of course, everybody's going nuts, going crazy. And of course, he's finally revealed that he had not sold. And not only that, he had, 5 times his position or 6 times his position, right? So 5 million shares of GameStop is owned by this man, right? To me, he is the greatest traders out there. The best trader. Now, you could argue about how he manipulates the market and all that stuff. I didn't personally think so. I just think that he's tapping into a trade that works for him, right? And this is the method that he used. Of course, he owned calls, and now he's owned shares. And it's only GameStop, not any other quote-unquote meme stock out there that the other people would like you to think so, like AMC, for example, and whatever FFIE nonsense or VNet or whatever. I should put that on my title. But anyway, so of course there's a lot of development that happens after Sunday. I know I wasn't on, subsequently, of course, I was like kind of absorbed the information myself and, watching a lot of Moran's and of course, other sources as well. But man, a lot of calls for his head to be in prison and all that stuff. It's such a, oh man, makes me feel so disgusted about these people. But anyway, GameStop too strong. What's good to me? Nothing. I was just like, again, try to absorb all the information that happens within this last few days. I'm sure you're aware of all of that. But thank you for joining. How are you doing today? But I was like, man, my thought is that this man is the greatest traders of all time, right? And to have the position that he has and to double down, tripling down over 5x his position, and then he's about to even double down even after that, just like crazy, right? And as an investor myself, like on the company, of course, like I thought the squeeze was over, right? And of course, we've been told so many times about by many people, right? When the stock price coming down to $10, we keep being told that, oh man, that Roaring Kitty's probably already sold his position. He doesn't do shit. It's like he's already been, taking advantage of retail and all that BS, right? And come to find out, he's been the well the whole time. To me, again, this is the greatest story that is going to keep going on forever until the end of time, until these people realize that this company and Roaring Kitty actually a good investor. Not only that, he also a good trader, the best investor of all time. He just believe in this company so much, in my opinion, right? I'm just in my opinion. I don't know this guy personally, but just to watch him building this position, and I'm sure the price point in which he got this company at is low enough that he's comfortable buying it more, double down on $20 call, right? Meaning he's about to exercise, and now you see all of the media going crazy, pulling their hair out to try to get this man deplatform, or the SEC to look into it and regulator getting into it. craziness. And to me, this is just solidified my conviction in this stock even more. Because again, like, to me, when they tell me about how, or when I hear people say GameStop is trash, right? Oh, this company has no fundamental. This company doesn't make money. Ryan Cohen is stupid. Ryan Cohen doesn't do shit. Ryan Cohen is just like a dog that caught a wind or something like that. Again, this is the thesis that these people putting through, saying that retail who buy into GameStop is an idiot, stupid, dumb money and all that stuff. Why all of these onslaught of, like, okay, if it's worthless company, why are you trying to prevent people from buying this company? And if you want to short this company because it's shitty, then short it. Like, shouldn't you be happy that dumb people are buying this stock at a higher price? So again, my speculation is I'm sure, a lot of people probably speculate the same thing. Again, let me preface this by saying, it's just a speculation, okay? I bet you anything those call option that he bought was sold naked to him, meaning that these brokers do not have those shares, but they sold those calls to him thinking that GME would never hit $20. Due to their stupidity, due to their knowing that this stock would never go above 15, or to their arrogance or whatever, this stock would never go above $20. Right? And I'm sure Ron Kitty's probably understood. It's like, there's no way that these brokers would have enough shares due to the DRS, due to any data, right? Think about it. He has amassed tens, hundreds of millions of dollars here, okay? Of course, he's going to have much better tools, much access to better tool for his trading account or whatever. And he's knowledgeable about the freaking market. Obviously, he's going to take advantage of this, right? And of course, every single tools that he has, it's probably much better, much faster, much more, on point than he had access to as a regular retail investor. What the hell, right? So to me, again, if this guy works for the bank or whatever, and he made the bank this much money, he would be paraded on TV. It's like, oh, look, we have the greatest trader of all time, right? His name is Roy Kitty. But again, but because every single time GME goes up in price, somebody lost, and you would know exactly who those people are just by how bad of a reaction that these people put out, right? Let me just oh man. By the way, so let's kind of like tone back a little bit. I know I'm kind of heated a little bit here because it's just so ridiculous. Anyway, so hi Michael. thank you for joining. I agree. I believe in the investment so much. Yes, I mean, come on. Again, to say that it's just worthless piece of shit company, that's not true, right? Now, the hype is at the other end as well, right? The MOAS and all that stuff. Again, this is why it's this reaction right here, solidified to me, that reaction by the regulator, by the banks, by the, brokerage account that he used, kind of solidify the MOAS to me even more now, right? Initially, I thought, maybe it doesn't happen. Of course, they have data now to kind of not, getting those trade through whatever, right? But again, to me, I'm sure those brokerage sold those call naked. And Roy and Kitty probably knew that. Again, this is my speculation. Tinfoil hat here. Just by the reaction that comes with it, to try to vilify this man. What the hell? Makes no sense. The fact means that they are scared of what Keith will do. Of course, he's gonna exercise. I have no doubt on it. If it's in the money, what 21, right? June 21. If it's in the money, I'm sure he has enough money to deliver the share or recall for the share. Depends on how high the price is gonna go, you know. And so if he does, he's gonna have $10 million. I think he's shooting for 10 million shares of GameStop. But if depends on the price. Okay, so let's listen to him. I mean, like, this man is like, if you listen to him and you still think that he's an arrogant a-hole, I don't know what else, like, what planet you're coming from, but this guy is like genuine. Like, you just listen to him. He's not trying to, like, again, he made a good investment, I mean, a good trade plus assessment on the thesis that he had on GameStop. Okay, the thesis is this company is a valuable company or setting up to be a valuable company one day, right? If they pivot, if they transition, if they have done everything that Ryan Cohen just did in these 3 years, okay? For 3 years, we've been, maligned by the market by the media, saying that with this and that, everybody's left already. Retail doesn't have anything anymore. Whoever covering the company, for some reason, they're just stupid and dumb. It's like, why you even talk about this company anymore, right? When it was $10, like, come on. Like, to me, it was a no-brainer, right? Because, again, cash on hand alone, it was $4. Of course, I'm going to buy it at 10. I had the conviction to buy at 10 because I look at the balance sheets, right? Because I understand that, okay, there's a possibility that this company is actually going to turn up something, like it's worth something, right? It's not worthless, right? But again, so just my thought. Pick up some more share today. Of course. Hold on, sorry. Let me play his 2 minutes thing. It's worth reminding people because of all of the negativity of the press. Worth reminding people this.
Cheers! Happy Friday, happy holidays. I hope everyone's having a great week. Surprise! GameStop's up about 5x from when I uploaded those videos over the summer, so that's great to see when you have a thesis and by and large it unfolds as you hope that it could. That's nice. So it shouldn't be taken for granted. It doesn't always happen. So that's great. And yeah, it's just to clear up some potential misconceptions. This was a true YOLO for me. when I was building this position last year, we had nowhere close to $1 million. I certainly do not drive a Lambo. We rent this house that you see, so it's been a wild ride for us as a family, and it has been just so much fun to experience that with you over the past couple of months. I hope you had some fun as well, and maybe if you even picked up on some educational elements along the way, all the better. But it has brought me tremendous joy to just share in this what has turned out to be a bit of a case study, right? As some of us feel, and it has brought me tremendous joy. And if you have had a good time as well, that makes me feel great. Um, and thank you for the feedback and the commentary, all this stuff. I didn't know what I was doing. I still don't, but hopefully I can figure it out. Thank you for all the folks who shared their research all over the place, right? I mean, you had some bright individuals sharing their thoughts in the stream, in the chat on the stream, and that's been great. But all over social media, I've been seeing a lot of great things, and it feels as though people are kind of picking up on the story, that the right story is kind of getting disseminated a bit. And so hopefully by now you know what my thesis is, how that downside protection has kind of felt like it's been locked in, but how there remains that tremendous potential upside, right? And now you see Cohen getting more activists, buying into the 16s. Hopefully that gives people an idea as to what is possible down the road. But right now, I need to step away from streaming, spend some time with my family for a bit. If I'll be back, I just don't know when. I don't know the timeline. If you reach out to me and I don't respond, it's just because I'm kind of unplugging completely. But I intend to come back, and I just don't know when or what it will look like. What do we do from here? We'll have to see. But yeah, so that's all. I hope you have a nice rest of your year. I think collectively we can all kind of look forward to 2021, see what that brings. And yeah, that's all. Again, thank you to everybody. I hope you've had a fun time, and I'll see you around. Cheers.
That is his personality. Now, if you don't see this, like this guy, again, to me, in my opinion, of course, he could be acting about it as well. He's such a great actor if he is acting like this. No, I don't think he's acting. Like Michael said here, Keith is a good guy. I'm so happy for him. Me too. Like, I am so in awe of the knowledge that he has about the market and all that stuff. Of course, like I could only like all of these people that are, hating on him, they wish that their account is like that. The hedge fund people, right? The Citron research guy, Andrew, whatever, his name is. Andrew Leff or whatever. Yeah, I'm sure he wished that he's in Keith's position right now, right? It's like ridiculous that this guy is just somehow being maligned by the media, saying that he needs to be in prison, market manipulator, and all that BS craziness, right? Now, it's worth noted that there's a lot of manipulation going on in the market that should be addressed as well. But we all know that, Nancy Pelosi right here, right? Nancy Pelosi. I mean, I'm not saying just Nancy Pelosi. I'm sure other Congress people are doing inside trader all the time. Famously, she bought NVIDIA call, and look what's happening to NVIDIA. I'm sure she predicted that before that. She had some inside information in order to buy those call, months and couple, I don't know, like a year ago or something like that. When they're picking individual stocks here, it's not like they're picking ETF or anything like that. Nothing like that. Just individual stock, and time again, you have that happening. Did the SEC do any investigation? Like, man, these people are shameless. So let me kind of show you this segment as well, just in case you haven't seen it. It's 10 minutes long. I don't know if I wanna do the whole thing, but it's really good take though. Actually, let me go this fast forward a little bit. Of course, Berkshire Hathaway went down 90%. I was trying to put that trade into come Monday because I was like, whoa, this is terrible. Like something's happening. So I know how much Berkshire Hathaway stock worth. So I was trying to do the call. I mean the trade. And it didn't, it got rejected. So I was like, let me try to do some trading to see if it go through. But it didn't go through. So darn, I didn't get to buy Berkshire Hathaway at $185 a share. That would have been bomb. But I'm sure they probably wouldn't honor it anyway because they fixed it or something, like quote unquote fix it. But anyway, so let's look at this one real quick or listen in. I'll stop in a few minutes here.
Out memes showing and rallying the GameStop stock. Well, recently he returned to Reddit actually and revealed a multi-million-dollar position in GameStop. Let's put this up there on the screen. You can see here a screenshot from Keith Gill's trading account from E-Trade. Now, keep in mind, E-Trade, we're going to come back to that one, but a significant position there of some $100 million or so if executed. Well, this has now spawned a major
I see. I'm sure this call right here, when E-Trade sold him that call, it's naked call, meaning they don't have share for this. They just hope that the call is not going to be in the money. Like, who will be dumb enough to buy $20 call in 3 weeks? Well, Keith, right?
Conversation on CNBC and elsewhere amongst the Wall Street elites who are like, hey, should this be allowed? Should it really be allowed that Mr. Gill can simply just post and then invite this major rally into GameStop stock? Here, for example, is a former SEC chairman who questions whether this is something that we should tolerate in our markets. Let's take a listen.
It's not insider trading. That's clear. And he's trading on his own information. That's why it's not insider trading. But is this something that we should be tolerating in our markets?
Of course he won't be tolerating this guy, right? Look at this guy, Jay Clayton, right? Remember? You know, we know who this Jay Clayton person now is, right? Right now, I mean, or I don't know if it's right now. It's probably, if you search, you know who's he working for right now? Was it Apollo Global Management? I think something. Hold on, let me try. Apollo. Oh, I think I spelled that wrong. There you go. Apollo Global Management. He's also non-executive chair and lead independent. I don't know what that means, but Apollo Global Management. Yeah, of course. Of course, he's private equity. And this guy has the gall to come out here and say, oh, this is not an inside information, but should it be allowed? BS, man, BS.
You know, whether it's legal or illegal, I don't think so. And that's why I say, why doesn't he, you know,
but what does that mean not to tolerate? So the idea, I would think, is you look at this more in the context of market manipulation, right? And the question is, are you allowed to manipulate the market? People, by the way, publish things all the time and they say, hey, I like this stock, and they, you know, hope that other folks follow them. Is that market manipulation?
Generally not.
Maybe not. So what is the distinction in your mind as somebody who ran this department and who's looking at and cares about the integrity of these markets?
Integrity of the market. Jay, what is your take on this? I'm so sick and tired of these people. Sometimes like I watch it and I laugh to myself. I'm like, what the hell is this guy talking about? He have never caught those, you know, inside traders in the freaking Congress. Right? And if you're so worried about the integrity of the market, why don't you go after those people?
That's why I'm saying, okay, we can discuss what are exactly the facts and circumstances around the publication of this tweet and the like. But in the meantime, if you care about the markets and you care about investing, come on this program. Right. Tell people why you did this.
From your lips.
Crystal.
oh, come on to the program? Seriously? But this guy's take is very, very nice too, so I agree with him.
To the SEC chairman, it's not market manipulation when you appear on CNBC, like let's say a guy named Bill Ackman, and you say, terror is coming and it's going to be horrible and there's going to be a huge crash, and then there's a huge market crash, and then it comes out a little bit later that actually you had bought a huge portion at the bottom that you helped spark and you made a multi-billion-dollar profit. You see, that's actually not market manipulation. That's normal. It's also normal when hedge fund managers and others pump their bullshit SPACs and investments on Twitter, inviting other users and fans to buy something. That is not market manipulation at all, because they're managers. Whereas this guy is just some rando who happened to get very lucky on GameStop and invite, you know, like a social movement of retail traders. When he does it, then now it needs to be investigated. I mean, this is complete bullshit. It's like, I thought political elites were bad, but these Wall Street people, this is a whole other level of
Well, they're
corruption.
The same. I mean, they're the ones who are pulling the strings. So yeah, the political behavior is downstream of what these assholes think. Listen, if this was a person who had a genuine concern across the board about market manipulation, and if there was a consistent principle being held here, then, you know, you could hear him out. Okay, yeah, he's got, listen, Roaring Kitty isn't a small fish anymore, right? He's got, what is it, $140 million stake or something? I mean, he's got a huge stake now. He's got a whole lot of money. You could have a debate about, all right, should this be allowed? But you can't take these people seriously when, you know, when it's their buddies on Wall Street, when it's Bill Ackman, when it's hedge funders and whoever who do it. And
it's worth noted too that his buddy in Wall Street is Apollo Global Management, okay? That's also the people that is in AMC right now. People, wake up. Whew. Sorry. I just had to stress that. So if you're in AMC, get out. What are you doing?
And that's perfectly fine as long as they have their little invite ticket to the green room at CNBC, which is like the cool kids club for Wall Street, as long as they have that, then it's perfectly fine. It's only when it's an outsider who's benefiting from this mass grassroots meme stock movement, then we really need to drop the hammer. Then we need to look into it, because he isn't officially sanctioned in the club and isn't cheating in the ways that we feel comfortable with.
Exactly.
So that's why
right.
you just have to laugh. And the comment about he could come on CNBC, I mean, that really gives away the whole game. Because if you aren't in the elite circle that's going to get invited into the green room on CNBC, then you're not allowed to cheat. That's only rigging the game. That's only for us.
Right. That's our
clearly
turf.
what the upset is about. Yeah.
They're like, no, you can't do this, man. You have to be on CNBC to pump your own book. Didn't you know that? And look, I mean, we're not exaggerating here. This is a real problem now. Let's put B5 up on the screen. This is from the Wall Street Journal. E-Trade, which is currently backstopped by Morgan Stanley, is considering kicking off Keith Gill from the platform. Keep in mind, as I said earlier, that Keith revealed his position, some $140 million, at least the current value of what he currently has, from an E-Trade account that he had just simply screenshotted. He wasn't marketing E-Trade. He wasn't using E-Trade. He wasn't even necessarily doing anything except what any of us might do with our normal brokerage account. They are now considering literally kicking him off of the platform, despite the fact that he has not violated any securities laws. They say that he has, quote, discussed concerns about possible manipulation in GameStop and would effectively take away his ability as a customer to trade on the platform. Their debate includes whether his actions have amounted to manipulation, and whether or not the firm is now willing to risk drawing the attention of his meme army by removing him. So, of course, they should worry about that, because a lot of retail traders might ditch E-Trade, if that were to happen. But, I mean, the reason why this is so shocking to me is that this is Morgan Stanley. This is a Wall Street institution. Think about how many filthy deals and trades that these people facilitate every single day in terms of settling. But
this is so important because, Morgan Stanley, apparently, again, I have not looked into it myself, but I've heard that they are, responsible for the financial crisis, right? One of the actors that are doing that. But again, I have not looked into it myself. Just heard people accusing them of that. But is that true? I don't know. But again, it's worth noted that this guy seems to know it too, right?
Day in terms of settling. But when Keith Gill screenshots his brokerage account of his position in GameStop, now they are concerned about market manipulation. As you said, when you audit all Bloomberg terminal messages and you start going after the fund managers on CNBC and after the people on Twitter who have literally pumped up stocks and SPACs that have lost over 90% of their value, resulting in massive loss to their customers, then maybe I will listen about, restoring integrity to our markets, to our brokerage accounts, and everything else. But this is just a straight up rigged game. And what's crazy is that they're just doing it again. Dumb Money recently came out reminding everybody of the insanity of that entire situation. But you literally watched these trading platforms lock the ability to buy a certain stock. They could tell us all about their liquidity problems all they want. But, if you're a major trader who probably uses Morgan Stanley to settle many of your trades, you're not going to ever have that problem if you're a hedge fund manager. It's just whenever you try and play even remotely by any set of the rules that they do every single day, then now they call you a market manipulator, and they'll literally shut down your ability to make any money. I think it's totally insane.
Yeah, and the fact that the regulator is doubling down on it as well, it's just telling of the whole system, right? I'm sure they're in on it as well. What the fuck? You think that's not happening? You think the regulators and, that's why these people don't audit each other. The SEC don't audit them. And, and then they get to, again, it's called a revolving door. It's somebody got to make some money off of the public. And that's disgusting, to my opinion. But anyway, I was watching Moran's earlier. Of course, this man has never slept. Shout out to Moran's. I don't know how this guy do it sometimes. the man, right? The man. But congratulations to him too. 11 subscribers. It's been amazing seeing him grow in that sense. But anyway, so this is also a great interview of Scrally guy, this guy right here, apparently telling people, warning people that it's going to zero, right? But of course, like the evolution of his thoughts, and when Moran's like, talk about fundamental, listen to this man. But anyway, so let me just get off of the news real quick and just bring us back to what matters, okay? What matters here is that GameStop is actually gearing up to do something here. Now, I'm not saying it amazing or anything like that because I don't know yet, but in my opinion, well, not my opinion, I mean, grounded in reality in a little bit here, right? Of course, we see the numbers already, we're expecting this already. This is just a preliminary result. Of course, I used the most conservative one, right? The lowest of the low, the highest of the high when it comes to expenses. I've explained to that before. Now, even the most conservative one, the trailing 12 for this fiscal year, come June 11, is going to be $20 million in the plus. So what else are they going to say about this company not making money and all that stuff? Again, that remains to be seen as well, because they could possibly closing down more stores. If they do, what happens? Look at this. Look at this. More stores. Sorry. Actually, no. Operating expenses. This is already a done deal. Of course, it's an estimate still. I guess after they do all the marketable security, who knows, right? It could still be in calculation. Perhaps they have not get the final information yet. But anyway, based on what they released, we could safely say, or I could safely say, that it's $20 million in the plus for the next fiscal year, or trailing 12. So, and then of course we already know that we've been raising the money already, $2 billion, give or take. I mean, $2.2 billion in shareholder equity. That's nothing to scoff at. Cash is going to be a lot higher because, again, we already know that they raised the money already. Again, this is before, after from 10 to 80, and then the company issue shared right away. Now, people would love to say that it's dilution. Sure, you could say it's dilution, but it's not that massive. I heard somebody said that. I was like, I want to smack these people and, oh, they issue shared for a massive dilution. Not really, 10, 15%. Not even. So let's do a calculation right here. Because when they say massive dilution, I'm like, what the F? Like, these people, again, hype on the other side, right? Of course, they have their own bias as well. Some people who are not involved in this company or doesn't know about the balance sheet of the company, they don't necessarily know what's going on, right? They just believe in what they hear. Oh, I heard this about GameStop is dying. Oh, it's a dying business, right? The same narrative. And again, this is why they do the thing that they do. Campaign of poop and scoop, in my opinion, right? I think they are secretly buying it up as we're speaking. But, they don't want retail to get in at a cheaper price here. Again, it's all my opinion here. What am I doing here? I forgot what I was going to do. That's bad. Oh, massive dilution. Okay. Sorry, you guys. Sometimes I'm like derail myself by going off tangent. Divided by the outstanding share, which is this one right here. What is that? 15% of the company. And again, he's selling it to retail or at the market offering, right? So retail didn't get screwed, so to speak. Whoever wants to get that shares will get it at the market offering. He didn't go backdoor dealing or anything like that to the private equity or to the bank or whoever wants to own. quote unquote 15% of the company for an exchanged value, right? And that's what companies are doing. I mean, this is what capitalism is all about, right? You go to the public hoping to raise money in order to operate at a much better position in the, as a company, right? That's the point of the market. That's the point of company traded publicly to get at least some leverage to do the business. And whoever believe in the company, believe in the business model of the company, will buy it in the hopes that the company will turn those money, the $20 per share that they got. They hope that the company would be profitable in the future, hopefully near future. Sometime it takes 5 years in order for you to, or in order for the company to realize that gain. And that's the point of the stock market in the first place. Sometimes I feel like people missed of what it's like to be in a market that is not rigged, right? And they, go online and seeing all these analysts out there who giving you a skewed point of view at that. And of course, the reason why it's skewed is because of these shenanigans happening, right? You have, the financial media out there who their goal is to confuse retail into buying something that they hold and sell something that they are about to buy. So that's the point of it, right? And it's terrible. It's terrible that retail has been, well, traditionally, we've been listening to these people, right? Most of our lives, thinking that they're more educated than us or whatever for some reason. It's like, again, when you trust somebody's analysis on something, you're putting that trust. And for many years, we've been trusting these people, right? When they tell us to sell, we sell. When they tell us to buy, we buy, right? Because again, sometimes we don't do our own research. We're too busy to do our own research, and we don't come with the conviction that we have on the stock, right? And again, this is why I do what I do, or at least make video for people, whoever listen, who knows, right? There's some people might not listen. Some people would just be like, "Oh, she's babbling too much." Okay. But my point is that look at the balance sheet, dude. It's like, come on, to say that this company has no value, worth $6, and then, when Moran's say something, I'm talking about Scally over here. When Moran's calling you out, you're switching, so from $6 to $12, and then to $20-something, $24 or something like that. Because again, we have a reason to believe, or at least speculation, right? That this company is going to turn at least $100 million this year alone, like within these 2 quarters, right? Because we're expecting a lot from fourth quarter, because that's the traditional, overturn for the, Christmas and whatever, seasonal. And so if last quarter they're able to do $63 million right there in the plus in 1 quarter, so next quarter we're expecting better, right? Of course, I mean, World War III could happen, right? We can't, expect anything, right? If we get nuked, okay, great. Like GameStop might not be able to make more than $60 million, because people would be like, running everywhere. But to say that this company has no value, it's just ignorant at that point, right? Conspiracy theorist type thing. But man, there's a lot. But anyway, so let's look at the price here. I know I'm kind of jumping on and off, up and down too much here, but let's see. So where am I expecting it to be? Of course, there's so many gaps over here, right? Gap up, gap down, who knows? So I'm looking for at least $23, right? I'm sure they're going to try to bring it up down as much as they can. That gap fill obviously never happened down here. Well, kind of. So gaps usually fill on GameStop for some reason. So just expect that. expect that 23. But when it does, usually this happens, right away, boom, back up. And then this is gap up, right? So the next gap would be up here. You have to look at the previous. Oops, sorry. Actually, it gaps up, it gaps down. Who knows? This is the integrity of our market here. Hold on, you guys. I was trying to look for the gap up. I think it's 34. It's already filling that gap, so the next gap up would be up here. Yeah. Okay. So technically that gap up already filled the gap up here. So the next gap up would be $48, right? Again, this is the integrity of the market. You have no way for people to, at least think about selling the shares, because every spike happens pre-market, right? And I'm sure this is psychological too. When you see gap up and then down, most people, they're trying to get you to sell, right? This is a scare tactic of the traders. Hey, I mean, that could be a price discovery too, but hey, if you want us to sell, make sure it's a good price, right? If you want it more, this is not the price point I want to sell. Like what, $26 you want me to sell? No. I think this company is worth more, right, than $26. In my opinion, anything below 32 is good. Why 32? Because that's 5 times its book value, right? Why I said 5? Well, Best Buy is trading at 5 times. So that's what I'm going by. That's the metric I'm using. So there you go. I mean, have your own metric. Have your own metric. If you comes at it at that level, you're gonna be fine, right? You're not gonna be listening to some random people, even the media, whoever trying to convince you that this company is worthless. Then that's why you get so antsy. That's why you're like, you don't believe in the investment. You don't know what the company is doing, which direction they are doing, where are they going, and you just, again, quote unquote, gambling, right? So don't be that way. Learn to read the balance sheet yourself, and you'll be a lot more zen if you want to invest in this company. Now, if you're scared of owning the company, make sure that you're in here for the short squeeze. If that's what you want, then that's on you as well. So market participator, and everybody's going to come into this stock because it's going to be the most popular stock to trade on the planet right now. So everybody's going to talk about GameStop. Everybody's going to want to watch what GameStop is doing. So just, yeah, like Michael is saying, the next few weeks will be very interesting. So, all right, guys, that's all I have. I'm kind of a bit tired here. But yeah, I hope you guys, be vigilant out there. No matter what side you're on, to say that this man is somehow manipulating the market, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Again, memes, really. But how about this? Look, let me kind of end on this real quick here. Let me check out the option chain. Of course, call option, more and more of them is in the money right now. And I'm sure this is the reason why they're scared, because none of this call, I bet you anything, have any shares to back that up. So if people are exercising this share, it's going to be a problem for them. Because if it's being sold naked, then yeah, that's why they're so scared of it. Hi, Lynn. Oh, I missed your show. No, you're good. I mean, I'm so sorry. It was like an hour ago. You didn't miss much. I was just venting on, the media and all that stuff. So how are you doing, Lynn? Let's see. Yeah, so look at this. I mean, more and more people are just buying in the money call option here. Or maybe it's just... yeah, I think they just bought this because this 2 weeks right here. Yeah, look at that. more call option is in the money than anything. And of course, this is the big one. This is where Rowan Kitty is. 220,000 call option in the money. Oh man. This is insanity. So this is him right here. So somebody bought $20,000 call to, 20,000 contract on top of his. Man. Whew. No wonder they're calling every stop in the book right here. And again, my speculation is that these call are naked call, meaning they don't have any shares to back this up. Good, Lynn, I appreciate you. Yes, are you borrowing money, any more money, or are we stopped doing that? Have we learned our lesson? I'm just kidding. Okay. Whew, 20,000. So if 30, going up to 30, it's gonna be more money in the call option in the money. Oh my God, $40. Oof. Oof. Yeah. So I feel like he's gonna exercise. There's no way he's not gonna exercise this call right here. So remain to be seen, right? That's like 22 million shares need to be delivered the next week if they are exercising that. So that means the next, the next one is going to be impossible for these people to get out, right? If my speculation is right, if those calls are being written naked, then yeah. That's the problem. Isn't about time we average up? Should I get another loan more than 21? I don't know. Don't do it. You know what? What you're doing tempted me to kind of borrow some from SoFi. I'm tempted, Lynn. I'm tempted, but I got to be careful, on that. But we'll see. I may or may not in the next week borrow money. Well, we'll see. I would not advocate that though, because it's very risky. What if it doesn't turn out that way? What if they're going to remove the buy button again, right? What if they're doing something to the call option chain, try to, devalue it in some way? I don't know, Ivy crush, whatever. Those type of thing happens, and that's a risk there for call option buyer. Of course, if you want to buy shares, there's nothing wrong with that. To me, share is much more secured than call option. But yeah, of course, you could play the game if you want to play. To me, buy up, buy down. I don't care if these people short the company anymore, because at this point, it's kind of like irrelevant on how, like, which direction that you are. Like, if you come out and say, I'm shorting GameStop right now, who cares? Go ahead, do it. If you're dumb enough to short a company that has a thesis, that has a leadership like this, where, everybody is aligned with the shareholder, and on top of that, you have an industry that is growing. Yes, top line revenue is important to address, but it's not the worst thing it's not the worst problem to have for the company, in my opinion. And they could expand anytime they need to. They just want to be smart about it, because the economy is not doing well. I don't care what people say about how well the economy is doing. If you can't even buy a McDonald's as a meal, like if a McDonald's meal is a luxury for people, or Taco Bell is a luxury for people, that's not a good economy, right? So again, unless you live under the rock of never, having to work a day in your life, you're not going to understand what the mainstream, the Main Street, sorry, are going through, right? People who have to go to work every day and put food on the table for their family, that struggle is not real for you. And so no wonder you don't understand what this economy is doing. Now, the people who own stock, bonds, and, investment and all that stuff, they're just living in the ivory tower. They have no idea how to struggle, and something hands them. They're going to have to learn to live like the rest of us, right? When this is all said and done. Who knows, right? Maybe this GameStop company is going to teach them a lesson here. But again, they're gonna try to protect themselves. They're gonna try to protect their asset, but this is not a good look for them, right? To kind of fight Roaring Kitty of all people, right? To try to, deplatform him and all that stuff. It's only exposed them even more, right? How they're caught up in this, and they don't know how to get out of it. All they could do is just trying to scare people from, number one, joining in, number two, going to other play, right? Number three, sell your share. That's it, right? But again, I went in this originally not for the squeeze per se. Yes, I thought it might squeeze and all that stuff. There's a possibility there. But, I went in the fundamental level, right? It's like, okay, this company might be able to turn around, right? That's my focal point there. And that's why I have the conviction that I have to buy it at $10 when people tell me not to. And again, that's a misconception on these people's behalf to say that we're here because of a meme, because of one kitty post. No, I wasn't there at that point, right? This is the point that I was here. I'm sure there are people who invest based on that. I'm not knocking that, I'm sure. But again, people invest based on a moon cycle. I heard somebody said that earlier. People invest based on whatever reason that they put their money on, right? And so, again, to kind of broad brush paint somebody to be a dumb money and all that stuff because they invest in a company that they believe in, a profitable company at that, right? It's ridiculous. And again, this is why they pin AMC with it. They pin what's the other new one? BNet with GME. FFIE, whatever the F those companies are. Again, they've done that 3 years ago, and they are doing it again by paying interaction, pushing out algorithmically, and anyone who cover GameStop in the positive don't get pushed out. Don't, unless they're very smart like Moran's. I'm so glad that he has a larger platform now. He should have more. He should have much more subscriber than this. But these are real subscriber. They're not, I have to say that for myself, right? My view of his channel is that he has, a real audience here, not pumping, BS or anything like that. Subscriber are real. They're not bots. So, maybe not. I'm considering it, but I think I'm getting too greedy. Okay, good. My only regret, I wish I buy more call options. Cool. I know my regret is to sold my long dated call option way too early. Remember I bought some $13 call, expiring June, a year from now. Yeah. So I was like, I'll just close it out because I don't want to hold too much. But yeah, that call option, if I hold it until now, not that I don't believe in the company, honestly, it's more like I was like, oh, it's gonna crush, right? The Ivy is going to crush. But I close at a profit. I mean, of course, I'm getting greedy now. It's like I would have had more if I hadn't crushed. It's like, hey, I close it at a profit here. But again, buying option is very, very risky. If you don't know the Ivy crush and all that stuff, that terminology, do not get into option. Keith has done it because he understands the flow, and I'm sure he understands much more. And that's why he's able to amplify his position. I mean, to come from $50,000 to $200 million, that's nothing to scoff at here. And now he's doubling down and tripling down. 10 times his position. That is just amazing, in my opinion, right? The greatest trader of all time. And he should be rewarded by, or he should be touted. What am I saying? He should be paraded on Wall Street. And if we have a integrity in the market, real integrity in the market, this is the epitome of what Wall Street is. I'm sure if they are the one who makes money, they're gonna parade him around. I mean, come on. It's glaringly obvious why they don't like this type of thing, because they don't like people like us, regular retail, to beat them, right? It's ridiculous. And again, beat them on what? On one stock at that. Oliver, hi. Thank you for joining. How long would it take Ron Kitty to transfer 100 million? In case he needs the extra cash to exercise his. How would I know that? Like, I have no idea. How long would it take? I have no idea. That's just market structure that I can't even explain. Yeah, I have no answer for that. Exercise call option. I think the possibility of him selling that call, I'm sure he tried to get at least 10 million shares. And technically, if it runs so high, let's say it goes up to like $40 a share by June, or even higher than that, I'm sure he could just sell a portion of that call option, like $20,000. I mean, 20,000 call contract right there. And let's say to get 10 million shares, or 5 million shares at 20, let's do the math real quick. 10 million share divided by, I don't know if this is gonna answer your question or not, but this is my speculation here. Okay, divided by $20. Oh wait, hold on. What am I doing here? Times $20. Sorry, my bad. I'm trying to figure out how much money. So $100 million to get 5 million shares. Now, how much call contract? I'm trying to figure out how much calls. Oh, it would have to go to $5,000 a share. Or contract, sorry. If it goes to $5,000 a contract, if he sell 20,000 contract of that, that would be the amount that he needs to sell, and at that price per contract, in order to exercise the 5 million shares to get to 10 million shares. Is it possible? Yes, of course. Like, I'm sure, again, the run of this company, because of the nature of how this company is traded, I don't doubt that those contracts would turn into $5,000 per contract. Remember, he only paid for it at $500, right? $500 each. Well, that's a 10x. a contract, that's nothing like it's not impossible to do. That's why call is such a a attractive gambling. I have to put it in quote. If you know what you're doing, you could make a lot of money in that sense. If you know how to read the implied volatility and monitoring the stock, knowing what the stock is doing, knowing the leadership, you could make a lot of money doing that. And I'm sure this is how he been able to increase his position so high. And people are questioning, like, well, how did he do it? It's like, well, through calls. He just show you how he do it. He buys shares, right? Hold the company for a long time. He has shares, 200,000 shares, right? And turn into what, 800,000 shares. I don't know if he sold any covered call or anything like that to try to get that income, as he knows what price point to target and all that stuff. I'm sure he knows how to do the technical analysis and all that stuff. Understand that if there's no volume, the stock's price is going to come down. But at every single turn, he was able to kind of generate that, I don't know, run. Or perhaps he has a family member who have some spare change to, it's like, hey, I heard you do this. Can you do this for me? Like, that's also possible too. Maybe, his family member's like, oh, here's $50,000. Can you invest for me? I trust you, type things like that. That happens too. But again, I'm just speculating here. How did he get that money? But, again, like if he knows the implied volatility, if he knows how to read the inside trader, I'm sure he has better tool than he used to have before to get that. So I have no doubt that this guy could do it again. I'm sure he's going to be a billionaire or make $5 billion by the next year, right? Or more, who knows? But it's fun to watch too. But I'm so happy for him. Buddy, would you mind if you check? What? I don't understand this. Sorry, I don't know what that is. Disclose scripture, crypto here. No, I don't know what you're asking, so sorry. But welcome to the chat. Alright guys, so I am going to end the stream here. But yeah, I don't know. Diamond Head, that's so funny. I love that meme. Man, this is the greatest story I ever told you guys. And again, there's gonna be dumb money too. Dumb money part 2. It's not over. It's gonna be part 3, part 4. Look at this guy. Look at this guy crying, right? Man. Dumb stormtrooper, right? Who's dumb enough to short this company at this point? So crazy. Oh, of course, this guy. All right, guys, I am going to sign out. Again, thank you so much for joining. And yeah, have a good day and good luck. I'm sure we are in the right place here, right? Company's doing well, like I said. Profitability is coming, growth is coming. It's to remain to be seen. I give Brian Cohen and the team 2 more years to prove to us that he could, consistently delivering the net income positive. I don't know how much, but, we could project, Moran's said it today, $100 million. So I'm going to trust that number. If we could do more, of course, it's going to be a plus. But as far as this company, it's not going bankrupt. It's ridiculous that these people are telling you. It's not worthless. It's not worth $6 a share. It's terrible. Terrible. Thank you for the screen. Oh, thank you. I appreciate you. Okay.